Hello everybody and welcome to Rigs of Rod's Semi-Realistic Point Series World Finals 3 at Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Preston Vieira, and as always, I'll be your host for the weekend as we embark on our journey to find our Season 3 Dubby World Champions. Tonight, we kick off the weekend with our qualifying events where we'll get our first live look at our competitors in 2 rounds of qualifying to determine our racing seeds and the bracket for tomorrow night, as well as finding our final main field qualifier in our Last Chance Qualifier competition, where 12 trucks will go head-to-head in a racing bracket later on tonight. Now, in just a second, we'll get our first look at our track for qualifying, Last Chance, and our Dubby racing competition, and I have to say, this honestly looks on par with the level of difficulty we've seen from construction the past 2 years, and I think it will not only lead to some great exciting racing, but to all the factors that get us to what we'd consider a successful World Finals racing layout. Technicality, great chances to build speed, opportunity for big mistakes, and with that, potential comebacks, and of course, the use of Thunder Alley. And in just a minute, we'll see our list of competitors for the weekend, but what I'm looking forward to the most tonight, besides finding our fastest qualifier and our final main field qualifier in Last Chance, has to be getting our first look at how these trucks and drivers will handle this layout. This is their first official shot at the track, so this determines a good bit of their strategy heading into tomorrow night for the Dubby racing competition. And something specific and important that I want to point out is leaving Thunder Alley, our drivers will instantly be faced with a small gap. Now, it's nothing crazy, but to clear it and land properly, you need to be at nearly full throttle, which they will be, but getting on those brakes and timing that first berm is going to be extremely important and an early test for our drivers. And we're getting a great shot of that as we come down Thunder Alley here, and it's a small jump. As I mentioned, it's really not a crazy jump, but that landing and your speed determines your braking area and how you get into that first berm. And these berms are tricky, I will tell you that much. At least they look tricky from pre-competition track walks. Now let's jump into meeting our drivers for the night and jump into qualifying. Kicking us off, it's our Golden Days Tour champion, Trevor Goldberg in Max D. He's going to be lining up with Mike Pagliarulo in Excaliber. Then it's Matthew Hood and Jaseir Hamlin, Bulldozer in El Matador. Shane Lake in Gravedigger with James Owens in Ballistic. Then we got Dawson Rayas in Shake Me with Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Jamie Sullivan behind the wheel. Armando Castro and El Toro Loco is going to line up with Leo Donnell in El Diablo. Devin Barber in Avenger with Snowhawk. Joseph there. Josh Tonkin in Son of a Digger with Stephen Mason in Tornadic. Dragon Alfredo Moya with Soundwave. Sam Zarab will close it out. Then it's Colt Stevens in Thunder Roars with Dead Panda making his debut. Giovanna Hayes in Megalodon Fire with Classroom Crusher. Camden Murphy, Brandon Scaff in Red Hot, and Legendary Jer in the Liberator. Then it's Medusa closing us out in both rounds with her bye run, throwing down times. We will go back to back with layout here, or order, I guess. The same order you see them in round 1, they will come out in round 2. They will just switch lanes, and the faster time will lock them in. Trevor Goldberg, Max D, gonna be on your right for this one, taking on Excaliber. Mike Pagliarulo, his first time in the RORSRPS World Finals, even though this truck has participated in all 3 seasons of RORSRPS. Same for Trevor Goldberg, or at least for Max D. Trevor Goldberg picking up the wheel last season for the All-Star Challenge Tour. We're green, launching into Thunder Alley. Who's going to take it with the faster time? It's going to be interesting seeing how they handle this first berm, hiking up on both sides of your screen. But it looks like they are neck and neck heading into the second berm. There's a problem right there, a problem area of the track. That roller might give some drivers problems coming straight out of the berm like that. A big hit on the barrier there for Trevor Goldberg. With times, though, we got a 22.148 for Trevor Goldberg and Max D. Excaliber, 22.748. So Max D does take the lead right now with the fastest time of the night. We got a great racer coming out here on your right. Bulldozer, Matthew Hood. 3 racing wins behind him. El Matador, Jaseir Hamlin. We haven't seen him in a while, since I believe round 4 earlier this season. We will see what he can do. He was never really the strongest racer here on the channel, but He did excel in freestyle, one freestyle win behind him. Matthew Hood, great in both competitions, the highest tryouts tour points earner this season. See what he can do as they come out of Thunder Alley. Matthew Hood looking fast. They are neck and neck heading into this berm though. Beautiful turns from both of these drivers. Roller. Looks like Jaseir Hamlin is getting into some trouble to the line. Matthew Hood does get that one, the faster time there, but we got a 5-second penalty for Jaseir Hamlin in El Matador. That's going to be a 27.949 and a 22.132 for Bulldozer. Tonight and tomorrow, 5-second penalties are on the table with that final jump. So you need to make sure you get both front tires over the ramp properly if you don't want to get a 5-second penalty. And really, who does? Shane Lake in Gravedigger making his debut tonight. On your right, he's going to be facing off against James Owens in Ballistic. On your left. And now remember, facing off, I'm going to probably say that a lot, but there is no winner. There are no losers here tonight. Round 2 will still feature every truck you're seeing. This is just to get times on the board to figure out our racing bracket for tomorrow night. Let's go green, launching down that track for the first time for these two. Nicely done over the gap. Coming into the berm, looks like a little bit of a struggle on both sides there, clipping the outside of the berm. But they're keeping it on track relatively well. James Owens, a little bobble there to the line. Struggle from Shane Lake as well, but that is going to be a proper time for Shane Lake. A 24 there with a 5-second penalty brings James Owens a 29.615, 22.765 for Shane Lake in Gravedigger. A decent time up on the board for now. We'll see if he can improve that in round 2. Same for James Owens. You really want him to improve with a 5-second penalty on the board. Here comes Shake Me. Dawson Rayas on your right, taking on Jamie Sullivan in Monster Mutt Dalmatian. The first time these two have faced off this season. Jamie Sullivan comes from the Encore Arena Series right after the end of both of our typical regular season tours. Both drivers staged and ready to go. We're going green. Little struggle from Dawson and from Jamie Sullivan. Both of these drivers clipping the jersey barriers through Thunder Alley, struggling to keep it down the middle of the track. We'll see if they can improve on that next round. Coming down the track here, both drivers solid through that second berm and over the step up. Big rebound for Dawson, and it is Jamie Sullivan. Dawson goes over. Dawson with a big roll there. That's a 22.366 for Dawson and a 22.165 for Jamie Sullivan. Monster Mutt Dalmatian taking the new top spot on the leaderboard. Wow, what a finish for those two. El Toro Loco going to be on your right, taking on El Diablo Lee O'Donnell on your left. Armando Castro on your right. Now Armando was our last chance qualifier last season here at the World Finals. He was fast in the racing competition. We'll see if he can do that again here in qualifying, potentially coming away with the top spot, fastest qualifier. That would be incredible. Lee O'Donnell, we know, is very, very fast from the Encore Arena mini series, had a racing championship from Fresno in tight quarters like we're seeing from these berms. So we'll see what happens and if he can do well here tonight. Over the rollers, both drivers trying to keep it controlled here. Nicely done. Armando Castro going to get a 5-second penalty as he tries to get the save there, and he does just that. But a 5-second penalty of 27.232 for El Toro and 22.648 for Lee O'Donnell and El Diablo. Another 22 up on the board. Solid time, but an improvement would definitely be nice. Here comes Devin Barber in Avenger on your right, taking on Snowhawk with Joseph behind the wheel. Now, the thing about Snowhawk that may affect them here tonight, this truck struggles with its top end. I mentioned it a couple times this season. I know some of you remember, but this truck with a straight away track, basically, most of this track is straight away. You got to hit that top end to get down the straightaway and keep up with your opponent. I would say try and work the berms as best as you can, but you really got to be careful, and we'll see just how he does that and if he can make it happen here tonight. Devin Barber flying a big lead on Joseph right now as we head into our first berm. Joseph hiking up, and he goes over there. And he's not going to go for the save. His time is basically scrap at that point. That's going to be our first DNF and our second rollover of the night. Devin Barber in Avenger gets across the line with a 22.8. What are we looking at? A 22.815 for Devin Barber in Avenger and a DNF for Snowhawk. Now, that's not the way he wanted to go out. I can guarantee you that. But he has a second round, and now he knows where he needs to be careful, and hopefully he can just get a pass and get some times up on the board, or a time, up on the board before tomorrow night in racing. Steven Mason, Tornadic, coming out on your left, going to be facing off against son of a digger, Josh Tonkin, your world reigning racing champion. Right now, he took the racing win last season against Tevin Maxwell in Team Mints. We'll see what he can do behind the wheel once again here in Son of a Digger as he staged. Steven Mason staged, lined up, ready to go. Let's go green. This is the first time Tornadic has been featured in the RORSRPS season or World Finals, taking on essentially a veteran here of the channel. Let's see what they do head to head. Pretty dead even right now through that second berm. A bobble from Josh Tonkin. Oh no, a 5-second penalty on the right. Josh Tonkin, a big bobble towards the line, and it's a 5-second on both sides. 27.265 for Tornadic, 27.865 for Josh Tonkin. Wow. That is an upsetting end for both of those drivers, but the night isn't over. They will be back for one more pass. Hopefully they can keep it controlled and keep 5 seconds in round one. Here comes Sam Zareb, Soundwave on your left. We haven't seen him since, I believe, round 5 even. Dragon, Alfredo Moya on your right. Now, we haven't seen him since very early in the season. I believe round 3, Dragon, an incredible score up on the board early in the season, held him in World Finals qualifier territory up until this point. 90 points on the board, one of the highest points totals for tryouts tour competitors that we have seen this season. Of course, behind Matthew Hood, like I mentioned earlier. These two are dead even right now heading into this first berm. Hiking up big time for Sam Zareb, but he keeps it controlled and he stays in the fight right now. Same strategy through berm 2 there. Over the step up, it looks like. Oh my goodness! Sam Zareb looks like he has the lead there. Soundwave with a 22.282 and Dragon 22.315. Yes, Soundwave with the faster pass between the two, but a great race to the line, a photo finish. And if that's any indicator of what we get from them or the rest of our drivers tomorrow night, I am excited. I am looking forward to it. Here comes Thunder Roarus, Colt Stevens on your right, going to be facing off against Dead Panda, making his driving debut here in the World Finals. What a way to cut your teeth, man. Going up against the biggest names of the season for your first time behind the wheel. He signed up for Knucklehead back in Anaheim after the show was over. But as you know, after Anaheim, there were no more shows outside of the Encore Tour, which was an entirely fresh lineup. So we'll see what happens between these two as we are staged, ready to go. Cole Stevens, an entire season of experience behind him. Dead Panda, rocking no shows. This is his first show here. He does tag the Jersey barrier through Thunder Alley, but he keeps it relatively controlled here. Both drivers clipping the landing pad as well. Through that second berm, Dead Panda taking it easy, just trying to get across the line with a time. Colt Stevens gonna get a 5-second, and Dead Panda gets across the line. Dead Panda with a 23.165, and Thunder Roarus an unfortunate 27.615. Oh my goodness, Knucklehead comes back there thanks to a big mistake by Colt Stevens, and that's exactly what I mentioned in the intro here tonight. The big opportunities for big mistakes out here on the track tonight, which can lead to massive comebacks. Megalodon Fire coming out on your right. Giovanna Hayes going to be facing off against Camden Murphy in Classroom Crusher. Now, these two haven't faced off since, I believe, round 7, maybe round 6. But nonetheless, these two have not faced off for a while, but they have. Camden Murphy, did make it to the Golden Days Tour, where these two did have a chance to take each other on. Camden Murphy staged and ready to go. Giovanna Hayes, too. We're green and launching down the track through Thunder Alley for their first time tonight. Giovanna Hayes, a one-time world racing champion from season 1. Can she go back, or not back-to-back, can she get a second one to add to the history books here? Little struggle there from Camden Murphy. Giovanna does come back over the line. A 22.482 for Giovanna Hayes and a 23.232 for Camden Murphy. I thought that was going to be a 5-second penalty, but no. He does get on those brakes, get that truck corrected, and get over the line properly, but that is the trade-off. If you get on those brakes, your time is going to hurt. Either way, you're penalizing yourself, whether you miss the jump or you get on those brakes. What is the better option? I would say getting on those brakes, because at least you can control it and you get back over that line, potentially, hopefully, with less than 5 seconds added to your time. Here comes Brandon Scaff in Red Hot, an incredible racer from throughout this season on the Tryouts Tour and against our Golden Days All-Stars. Legendary Jaseir in the Liberator, a great freestyler, a relatively solid racer. We'll see what he can do here. Both of these drivers, it's their first time on this track. Let's go green, find out who's the fastest. 3 racing championships behind Brandon Scaff from this season. Both drivers clipping the outside of that berm. It definitely upset Legendary Jaseir in the Liberator a little bit more. A little step up. These two are still neck and neck right now, and to the line. It's going to be Brandon Scaff with the faster time. What are we looking at? A 22.248 for Red Hot and a 22.432 for Legendary Jaseir in the Liberator. An interesting lap there, interesting pass for both of these drivers. Both of them a little bobble through that first berm, getting it together in the second. Even more so, I would say, over the step up, keeping those trucks controlled and getting it to the line relatively easily. Here comes Medusa in Medusa once again in this pink body. We saw her debut this body in Anaheim, and it didn't do much for her in the way of good luck charms. But nonetheless, it is always great to bring out that pink body. It's the first time we've seen that pink body in all 3 seasons. She's made a debut on the channel in every single season, never with this pink body. And I believe she's bringing it back tomorrow night as well as she goes green. What is she looking at for her first time? Only by run on the board here tonight in qualifying. Nice, lightning fast through that first berm. And through the second, she is, wow. If she improves on this in round 2, she might end up with the fastest qualifier time. I believe, yeah, 22.332. Medusa with a backflip in qualifying. What just happened? Medusa, wow. All right, well, that's a big footnote, a big cap to round 1. If you're enjoying qualifying tonight, be sure to subscribe, like, let me know in the comments below, because World Finals Racing and 2-Wheel Skills is tomorrow, freestyle on Sunday. Be sure to follow us on Instagram for extra content, and of course, check us out on RORSRPS.com to support all of our drivers here tonight and throughout the season by buying those Season 3 trading cards. Bulldozer, Matthew Hood in the lead right now. Our top 8, an insane lineup here. And then, of course, Shake Me closes out the top 8 with his roll after the line there. Legendary Jaseir leads the 9 through 16s. Avenger and Gravedigger about middle of the board here. Excaliber with a decent pass as well. Then, of course, Snowhawk down at the bottom of the leaderboard, a DNF in round 1. Good thing round 2 is coming in just a second, but all of our 5-second penalties just about are here on our final page. We'll see if they can get regular times before the end of qualifying. This is the final round right here. Only 2 rounds for our drivers, and they switch lanes as well. So it is still a new experience for these drivers here in this opposite lane. Trevor Goldberg on your left, Mike Pagliarulo in Excaliber on your right. And something interesting about Trevor Goldberg, yes, he does have that Max D Thunder Lexan on the truck still, but those, I guess, desaturated yellow rims on Max D, definitely, I'm definitely curious what he's bringing out as a body design that goes with those. Tomorrow night, he will be debuting a brand new paint scheme for World Finals 3. Look at him in trouble. That's going to slow him down a lot here in round 2. Lightning fast for Mike Pagliarulo, improving big time, and he wasn't even bad in round 1. To the line, it's going to be a 22.132 for Mike Pagliarulo as he tries to settle the truck at 22.416 for Trevor Goldberg in Max D. A decent pass there from Trevor, but he's going to need to tighten up that first berm. He did well in round 1. Here in round 2, just that bobble slowed him down. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Jaseir Hamlin in El Matador coming out on your right, taking on Bulldozer Matthew Hood. Looking for an improvement on their round 1 times, trying to top the leaderboard. This is going to be another interesting one, man. As I mentioned just a second ago, this is another new experience for these drivers. They've been here now once on this track, and it was in the opposite lane. Now they're debuting and getting a shot at the lane they are currently in. Matthew Hood, another one of our drivers that's going to be debuting a new paint scheme tomorrow night, a new body for Jaseir Hamlin as he tags the jersey barriers coming out of Thunder Alley there. Keeps it relatively controlled anyways, but that is never something you want to see. A bobble once again from the left side of your screen, that pink lane. Matthew Hood struggling just a little bit and struggling even more now. Oh, looks like he managed to miss out on that 5-second penalty. Let's see the official times. Yes, he does, but again, that hurt him. A 23.698 and a 21.815 for El Matador. A solid pass, an extremely solid pass that gets him up into the 21s. Very few 21s have been put up on the board so far tonight. We'll see if we get any more. It's great to see him up on top. Ballistic, James Owens back out on the track, taking on Gravedigger, Shane Lake, of course. Shane Lake in Gravedigger will be debuting another brand new body for World Finals 3 tomorrow night. I am super excited for you guys to see that one. We've been in talks with him for a little while now, back and forth, and that thing looks incredible. He's excited to show it off. I'm excited to show it off. It's going to be a good one, man. Shane staged, ready to go for round 2. James Owens as well. We're going green. Blue Thunder Alley. James Owens letting off a little bit, trying to get that truck away from the jersey barriers there, and he does just that. But he is now behind, and bobbles coming out of that first berm aren't helping. The line here, Shane Lake throwing down a solid pass. Look at this, a 22.099 for Shane Lake in Gravedigger. 22.099. Ballistic, a 22.648. So both drivers with 22s, you love to see it, but Gravedigger considerably faster here in round 2. That is their final passes of the night. They will not be back on the track tonight. It is all up to Last Chance Qualifier here after this round of qualifying. Shake Me Dawson Rayas coming back, trying to keep that truck on all 4s here tonight. He's going to be facing off against Jamie Sullivan in Monster Mutt Dalmatian once again. Hopefully, Dawson can keep that thing on all 4s. It's a good thing it's qualifying, though, I'll tell you that much, because I know Dawson has another body debut for the World Finals here tomorrow night as well, and he does not want to ruin that thing early, I'll tell you that much. Let's go green, see who's getting the faster time here in round 2. Trying to keep it off of the jersey barriers on both sides, struggling, but that puts them neck and neck with both of them struggling a little bit. They do keep it off those jersey barriers, but it took some effort. Heading for the step up. Who's going to get it here this time? Once again, it is Jamie Sullivan, another extremely fast time for the Dalmatian truck. 22.416 for Shake Me and a 22.148 for Jamie Sullivan here in round 2. I believe her round 1 time was faster, but nonetheless, another relatively incredible time out here on the track, something that could definitely win against any non-specific driver here this weekend. El Diablo Lee O'Donnell on your right, going to be taking on El Toro Loco. Armando Castro going to be on your left. El Toro, another driver debuting a brand new body tomorrow night. Again, another one that I've seen, and that thing looks incredible. Both drivers going green, launching down the track. Can Lee O'Donnell improve just that little bit? Put up a fight against Armando Castro. Oh, a struggle there through that first berm that slows down Lee O'Donnell. I don't think that's going to be an improved time here. Armando Castro improves his time, though, with no 5-second penalty here, and it's a 21 as well. A 23 for Lee O'Donnell. The official times, 21.649 for Armando Castro and 23.348 for Lee O'Donnell in El Diablo. An unfortunate finish there for Lee O'Donnell, but sometimes you just got to get across that line. He has one decent time on the board. He has a 23 also, and we're going to go with the more decent time, but nonetheless, it's good that he at least got across the line, unlike Snowhawk here. Joseph looking to just cross the line. Devin Barber in Avenger looking to improve on that 22. Joseph going to be the first one, it looks like. Oh no, Devin Barber skipping the dry hops here in round 2. He's just going to go get lined up. Joseph, again, hopefully he can just keep it tight, slow down a little bit, take the time hit, get through that first berm. If you can get through one, you should be able to get through 2. And just get across that finish line. Hopefully he can get us the time here in round 2. Into that first berm, hiking up, but he does keep it more controlled. Devin Barber struggling this time around. Joseph up on 2 wheels again, and he goes over. Twice. This time in that second berm, once each berm, a 23.332 for Devin Barber in Avenger, and another DNF, so no times on the board for Snowhawk here at the World Finals. Wow. So he takes the bottom spot in the in the qualifying seeds for tonight. We'll see what happens tomorrow, who he gets paired up with. Son of a digger, Josh Tonkin, going to be on your left, taking on Tornadic Stephen Mason once again. Both of these drivers took a 5-second penalty in round 1. We'll see if they can straighten up and get across that line clean here in round 2. That is always, always, always the goal, but sometimes it's just not possible. Round 1 wasn't possible. Josh Tonkin going to be the first one. Oh, Stephen Mason, first one staged. Josh staged. Let's go qualifying round 2. Down the track we go. Beautifully done. Again, once again, neck and neck heading into that first berm. A little bobble there from Josh Tonkin, more so from Stephen Mason on the exit. Josh Tonkin, big air over that step up, but he gets across the line clean. Stephen Mason, once again, a 5-second penalty there with a 24 on the timer as well. It's going to be a 29.482 for Tornadic and a 21.848 for Josh Tonkin in Son of a Digger. So another really great time, another 21 to get up on the board. That puts him up into that top 8. But we're going to be rolling with that 27 for Tornadic. So that definitely puts him down towards the bottom of the qualifying leaderboard here. Alfredo Moya in Dragon coming out on your left, going to be facing off against Sam Zarab in Soundwave. Sam looks like he's going to be skipping out on the dry hops here in round 2, seeing how that affects his time. He had a solid time in round 1. Hopefully he can throw down another one. The dry hops really only affect that first second or 2 off the line. So it's really left up to the rest of your pass, but it is a good experiment to get out of the way now. You don't want to play with that tomorrow night. Oh, Sam in trouble, goes down in that second berm, just like Joseph. To the line, Alfredo Moya going to be the only one across it. Another DNF on the board, this time for Sam Zareb. 22.382 for Alfredo Moya in Dragon. Wow. I definitely didn't expect Sam Zareb to go down tonight in qualifying, to say the least. But down he goes. Here comes Colt Stevens in Thunder Roars, looking to throw down a non-5-second penalty pass. Another one just trying to get a decent time on the board. He's going to be facing off once again against Dead Panda. His second time behind the wheel in competition this weekend. This is his driving debut, man. We'll see what he can do here in the second round. Hopefully he can improve. We'll see if he can, make improvements on what he did last time in general, not just in round 2, but as a driver, you need to be able to find what you did wrong and improve on that. Colt Stevens looking incredibly fast right now. Oh, but a big bobble puts him up on the front end. Colt Stevens going two-wheel skills right now. Dead Panda does get across the line with a better time at that, and no 5-second penalty, though he was close. Colt Stevens is going to get a time, but it's not going to beat his 5-second penalty time from round 1. It's a 31.699 for Thunder Roars and a 22.582 for Knucklehead, improving on his 23 from round 1. Here comes Giovanna Hayes, one-time world racing champion, taking on Classroom Crusher. Camden Murphy looking to lock one down tonight. Fastest qualifier. We are doing prizes once again for our winners, our tour champions, our world champions, and our fastest qualifier. So we'll see. and our last chance qualifier. So we'll see who can lock that down here tonight. Right now, I believe Matthew Hood. Either way, we're green. Let's see who can do it. Giovanna and Camden are who we're focusing on right now. Into our first berm here. Looking good, incredibly fast for both drivers. And through the second, a little bobble there from Camden. That slows him down for round 2. Giovanna Hayes looking incredibly fast. Another 5-second penalty on the board. This time for Camden Murphy, a big one there. That's a 28.015 for Classroom Crusher and a 21.932. Another 21 on the board. This time for Megalodon Fire. Giovanna Hayes, a great pass. If she can keep that up for tomorrow night, she has an excellent shot at redeeming her world championship status. Coming out next, Brandon Scaff back on the track. On your left, taking on Legendary Jair in the Liberator once again. These drivers have switched lanes. We will see what that does for 3-time racing champion Brandon Scaff in Red Hot, and Legendary Jair, solid performer. I love it every time he's on the track, but when it comes to racing, I don't believe he's taking a win. Green launching into Thunder Alley, keeping it controlled on both sides of your screen. These two are neck and neck right now. Beautifully done from both drivers, still neck and neck. This is an incredible race right now, hiking up big time for Legendary Jair. That puts him out. Brandon Scaff, red hot to the line first with a 21.565. Wow. The Liberator with a 22.548, almost a whole second between the two of them, pretty much a whole second, but red hot. 21.565, living up to his name. He is red hot out there on the track, incredibly fast here in round 2. Wow. Here comes the final qualifier of the night, our bye run. Medusa coming out on that left lane, the pink lane this time. She was fast in round 1, a 22.332, I believe. A big milestone, a big landmark with that backflip in my memory. But we'll see what she can do here in this pink lane. If she can repeat it is the question. Consistency is nice, but you also, again, you want to improve. We'll see what she can do. She's staged, ready to go. We're green. Swinging it way out wide through Thunder Alley, but doesn't seem to affect her so much yet. Again, an incredibly fast first burn. Beautifully done through the second as well. She's killing it right now. Oh, is that a 5-second penalty is the question. That's a 22.082. And no 5-second penalty. So that is a 22.082. She's capping off both rounds with something big, man. That was huge. What a leap from Medusa. Again, 22.082 to close out round 2. A whole bunch of 2s there. Red Hot takes the top time of round 2. El Toro, Loco, El Matador, Son of a Digger, Megalodon, Medusa, Gravedigger, and Excaliber. Follow him. Monster My Dalmatian, not a bad pass at all. Shake Me not far behind, and those two went head-to-head there. Liberator, Knucklehead, Ballistic, Avenger with a 23.332 for round 2. Soundwave down at the bottom with Snowhawk, both with DNFs, unfortunately. Bulldozer towards the back of the pack, which is a little bit of a surprise here for round 2. But nonetheless, let's get a look at our official qualifying times for these two. The fastest between each lane. Red Hot is your fastest time, a 21.565 there. Fastest qualifier of the night. El Toro Loco, El Matador, Son of a Digger, Megalodon, Medusa, Gravedigger, and Bulldozer cap off your top 8 for now. Excaliber, Max D, Monster Mutt, Dalmatian, Soundwave, Dragon, and Shake Me. Again, they're still not far off, even with the official times for the two of them. Snowhawk does end up at the bottom with that DNF, the only one when it comes to fast times to get a DNF, because he got a DNF in both rounds, unfortunately. Coming out next, it's time for our Last Chance Qualifier event. So this is an official racing event. 12 trucks going head-to-head for that one final spot in the main field here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sam Boyd Stadium. Stick around. Last Chance Qualifier is coming right now in this video. Let's get a look at our trucks here. Grinder, Zombie, Chillin' Villain, George 20D10, Waluigi in Bad Company, Kong, your brother Frank, Matt Moso in Donkey Kong. Those two are going to go head-to-head here in practice. Jailbird, Pro Bowler 278, Heavy Hitter, Ryan Hayward, Iron Man, Brandon Arthur, Philip Torres in Sheriff, Ryan Anderson in Bakugan Dragonoid, and Rob Ert in JCB Digatron are your competitors for this competition. Now, again, we're going to do a practice pass. Every driver is going to get one pass to lay down a time. Those times will determine their seeds and the bracket for round 1 of official racing. 4 drivers will move up based on their times as the fastest 4. They will be waiting in round 2 to take on whoever wins in round 1. Grinder DJ Derpy is here, and look at this, our first body debut of the World Finals, a yellow Grinder. Wow. That is interesting. Bari Musauer in Zombie gonna be on your left. Again, this is just a practice pass. This is just to get times up on the board so we can see where they land on the racing bracket. DJ Derpy has been known to be fast. This Grinder truck can rock the house, I'll tell you that much. Zombie made it to the Golden Days Tour as well, so he's no slouch. We'll see what Bari can do here in racing tonight. Into our first berm, the first time these drivers have hit the track. Bari looking fast right now with the lead. Oh, a bobble from DJ Derpy. It is a good thing this is a practice pass. Hopefully he can tighten that up in round 2. That's a 22.282 for Bari Musauer. The first time up on the board, 23.165. For Advanced Auto Parts Grinder DJ Derpy. We'll see him again in just a little bit. He's not out of the competition yet. This is just a practice pass for now. George 20D10 coming out on your right, taking on Waluigi in bad company, bringing back that awesome World Finals body, that incredible disco body on that thing. And of course, we got the 32 degrees themed Chillin' Villain on your right as well. Chillin' Villain gonna be the first one staged. Yep. Waluigi, bad company, George 20D10, Chillin' Villain, ready to go. We are green. Little squirrely through Thunder Alley for George 20D10, but we know this Chillin' Villain truck can be fast. I remember in season 1, Chillin' Villain walked away with 1 racing championship throughout the season. A bobble there, clipping that turning obstacle for George 20D10. To the line, it is going to be Waluigi in bad company. Ooh. Chillin' Villain slamming into the dumpsters there. It's a 23.148 and a 22.899 for bad company. Just a little bit faster there, but faster nonetheless. Bad company going to be taking priority between the two of them. Your brother Frank in Kong back once again, this time with some flashing lights up on the truck for the World Finals. You love to see it, man. Something different. That's nice. Here comes Matt Mosso in Donkey Kong as well. It's been a while since we've seen Matt Mosso in Donkey Kong, but Noah Brady up in the stands right now, watching with a big smile on his face. His brother in the World Finals Last Chance Qualifier. We'll see what he can do here tonight. Again, just the practice pass for now. The Kongs going head to head. Let's go green. Ooh, Kong clipping that jersey barrier big time on both ends of Thunder Alley, but he's still keeping it relatively controlled. It's not affecting him too much. There are neck and neck heading into the second burn line. Kong, Matt Mosso trying to get this truck straightened out here. And to the line, Matt Mosso is going to take a faster time there. Matt Mosso, Donkey Kong with a 22.565 and Kong with a 22.699, just squeaking by without a 5-second penalty. That was definitely a close one. He's going to need to watch out for that in round 1. The official racing bracket. Jailbird Pro Bowler 278 here for his first World Finals. Ryan Hayward in heavy hitter, also his first World Finals. Last Chance Qualifier, man. It could go either way. These are the next best 12 from the season. Any one of them could take the other out and end up in the top spot. We're staged and ready to go. Ryan Hayward, Pro Bowler 278. We're green and launching down the track. Now, this is Pro Bowler's first World Finals, but this Jailbird truck was here last season, throwing down an excellent performance in racing and freestyle. We'll see what happens here tonight. Over the step up. Both drivers getting it done easily. No 5-second penalties, but a 21 for Jailbird. 21.932, an incredible time. 22.232 for heavy hitter. A great pass there from Ryan Hayward with a truck that has a little bit of body roll compared to some of these other trucks out on the track. Manages to keep it controlled. He likes that thing, man, and I can't blame him. It looks incredible. Ironman Brandon Arthur, known to be fast, 1 racing championship behind him this season on the Encore Arena mini-series. He's going to be on your right. Sheriff Philip Torres on your left. A Season 1 truck with a Season 3 driver. Did really well, got up into the Golden Days Tour once earlier this season. Wasn't requested back, unfortunately, to try and earn more points. So he was stuck with what he had in the first 2 shows. We're green. We'll see what he can do here tonight. Racing isn't the only good competition for Brandon Arthur. 1 freestyle win behind him as well from the same show, Denver, Colorado. Let's see if he can tighten it up a little bit. He's a little slow here in practice. Hopefully he can get a little faster in round 1. A 21.848 for Philip Torres in Sheriff. An extremely fast time there. Oh my goodness. I expected the roles to be reversed there. I can't lie to you. A 22.366 for Brandon Arthur in Ironman. Again, not a bad time, but compared to a 21.8, man. Here comes Rob Ert in JCB Digatron. Now, this Digatron truck was also in last year's World Finals. Rob Ert takes over this season about halfway through. I believe round 8, he managed to snag it and get his first show. Ryan Anderson in Bakugan Dragonoid, another truck that was around for round 7. No one grabbed that thing. I'm surprised no one picked out a Bakugan Dragonoid. Ryan Anderson's still behind the wheel since Son of a Digger is taken by Josh Tonkin. We're going green here in practice. Who's going to be faster this time around? Down the track we go. Ryan Anderson, a very, very slight lead heading into the berm. A bobble from Rob Ert puts Ryan Anderson even farther ahead. And that's a rough ending there for Rob Ert. Bakugan Dragonoid going to come across the line first. Rob Ert still in the race. Unfortunately, a big time there for Rob Ert, but nonetheless, he gets across that finish line, gets a time. You love to see it. A 26.632 for Rob Ert and a 22.165 for Bakugan Dragonoid. Look at Rob Ert getting some practice for tomorrow's two-wheel skills competition. If you don't know, he is a part of that, as well as Sheriff and Heavy Hitter. Let's see here. Sheriff with the top spot, 21.848. Jailbird, 21.932. 22.165 for Bakugan and 22.232 for Heavy Hitter. Those are your top 4. They will move on with a bye run into round 2 and wait for champions, or winners I should say, from round 1 to meet them there and continue on with the bracket. JCB Digatron, unfortunately, in that bottom spot. Let's see where they end up on the bracket here. Kong will take on Bad Company. Zombie is going to take on JCB Digatron. Donkey Kong with Chillin' Villain. And Iron Man will face off against Advanced Auto Parts, Grinder, Sheriff, Heavy Hitter, Jailbird, and Bakugan Dragonoid again, waiting for their opponents in round 2. Let's jump into round 1 of racing for the Last Chance Qualifier competition. I'm excited to see who will take the win. Let's jump into it. Coming out onto the track first, Gebruder Frank in Kong. Gonna be on your right for this one. Bad Company Waluigi coming out on your left. Now, I did hear word from Waluigi before everything started, before the World Finals qualifying night came. He did say racing is what he's worried about with this truck. If he can get past the Last Chance Qualifier event, he can get up to the point where freestyle is an option, but he needs to win here first, and that's what he's worried about. He said racing is not this truck's strong suit. It is where it's struggled the most in terms of competitions. We'll see what he can do here tonight as we're green launching down the track. Your brother Frank in Kong has that really tight suspension that might not work out for him here with these berms. So far it is, though, a slight lead on Waluigi right now. Waluigi, a bobble coming out of that second berm. To the line, it is Gebruder Frank in Kong, Bad Company. An unfortunate loss there, but not a bad time. 22.565 and a 22.148 for Kong. Just a better time between the two of them. Kong moving on to round 2 to face off against Sheriff. Here comes JCB Digatron, Rob Ert, facing off against Zombie, Bari Musawa. Bari is an incredible racer, man. I love him every time he hits the track, whether it's the World Finals or whether I catch a regular season show or a Monster Jam show on YouTube, whatever it is. I love to see Bari. It's always a pleasure when he's in the lineup. And now that he's here, in the Last Chance Qualifier, it just makes things even more exciting. Rob Ert with this JCB Digatron truck, he's excited. He wants to be here. He wants to take a win. We'll see what he can do, as he is the first one, a big lead into the gap. That second straightaway, Rob Ert cutting it high on that berm, but he gets around relatively well through the step up, and he's gonna take it with a 5-second penalty to Bari Musawa. He's going over. A big rollover for Bari in Zombie. That's going to be a 27.645 for Zombie, a 22.416. JCB Digatron on to round 2. A great pass, a solid pass. He needs to tighten up that second berm, though. I believe he struggled in practice through the second berm as well. Absolutely he did. He had to reverse and straighten that truck out. Chillin' Villain, George 20D10 on your left, going to be facing off against Donkey Kong, Matt Moso. Two trucks that have been present in past seasons. Chillin' Villain Season 1, Chillin' Villain Season 2, Donkey Kong Season 1. We'll see what Matt Moso and George 20D10 can do here tonight at World Finals 3. Again, really squirrely through Thunder Alley, but it seems to have worked for him in round 1. Matt Moso looking good right now. In the fight, these two are neck and neck. Around that second berm, Matt Moso looking good. Can he come to the line first? No! George 20D10, a beautiful landing, gets him on the ground, stuck to it, and across that line, a 22.182 for Chillin' Villain, a 22.565 for Donkey Kong. Not going to be able to take the win here in round 1. Does throw in a little two-wheel skills move for the fans, though. George 20D10 moving on to round 2. Here comes DJ Derpy in Grinder, again with that brand new Grinder body, showing off that yellow Advanced Auto Parts Grinder truck. And Brandon Arthur, Iron Man, definitely not the round 1 he wanted. We'll see if he can improve just that little bit. It wasn't a bad time, but it definitely wasn't what he wanted. Iron Man staged, ready to go. Both trucks good to go. We're going green. Thunder Alley, neck and neck, over the gap and into the first berm. Flipping that landing pad is Brandon Arthur, and that does slow him down just a little bit. Pretty solid through that second berm, but it is all DJ Derpy with a 21 up on that leaderboard. Let me see what that time was. I believe it was, yes, a 21.448. I believe that's the fastest time of the night. That's going to be a 22.382. for Iron Man, so no win for Brandon Arthur. He is out of the competition. DJ Derpy in Grinder moving on to round 2. And speaking of round 2, that does it for round 1. Let's get a look at our bracket here for round 2. Sheriff and Kong are going to start us off, followed by Heavy Hitter and JCB Digatron, Jailbird and Chillin' Villain, and of course Bakugan Dragonoid versus Advanced Auto Parts Grinder. Sheriff and Kong is definitely set to be a solid race. We got the police lights up on Kong and Sheriff without him. We'll see what he can do. Sheriff, the fastest pass of practice. We'll see if he can stay consistent. Philip Torres, definitely a solid racer. Get brother Frank proving to be one also so far tonight. Kong getting stage. Same for Sheriff. Definitely thought Sheriff was going to bring out a new body for World Finals 3. This is the World Finals 1 Sheriff body. He did compete in the two-wheel skills competition. We'll see what he can do here if he can make it up into the main field this time around. Either way, he is going to be in the two-wheel skills competition tomorrow night. Oh, bobble from Sheriff. Come on. Kong with the lead still, and to the line. He's gonna hold it by about a tire length there. Oh, oh man, goes over with an awkward bounce. 22.449 for Kong, 22.615 for Sheriff. An unfortunate end for Philip Torres there, but he will be back again tomorrow night. He will be in the two-wheel skills competition, get a shot at an official trophy, not just a Last Chance Qualifier trophy. Rob JCB Digatron fast in round 1, not so much in practice, but round 1 was solid. Heavy Hitter Ryan Hayward looking to improve on his practice time, even with one of the faster times of practice getting put up into round 2. Let's go green, find out who can do it. Down the track we go. Ryan Hayward, another driver, same for Rob that is going to be participating in the two-wheel skills competition tomorrow night. Rob looks like he has the lead right now. A little sloppy through the roller, but he is going to hold the lead. It looks like a 5-second penalty for Ryan Hayward as well. Rob Ert, 22.499, and yes, a 5-second penalty, 28.182 for Ryan Hayward in heavy hitter. That's going to put him out of the competition for now. We'll see him tomorrow night and see what he can do in the two-wheel skills competition. Here comes Pro Bowler 278 in Jailbird. Been a while since we've seen Pro Bowler. I know we saw him a little while ago tonight, but I mean, today is the first time we've seen him in a while. Same could be said for George 20D10. Both of them made an appearance in Golden Days Tour Show 1 back in St. Louis. Both trucks staged, ready to go, going racing once again. The Indy Madness matchup from Season 2. We'll see what they can do here tonight. Over the gap we go. Solid from both of these drivers. A little bobble there from George 20D10, and that might put him out of the competition. Pro Bowler 278. A big lead, and over the line he goes. A big bump for both drivers into the barriers there. 23.499 for Chillin' Villain. 21.715 for Jailbird. That's 2 21s in a row for this Jailbird truck. Pro Bowler really looking to lock in another World Finals qualifier spot for this Jailbird truck. Can he do it is the question. We got some more racing to do to find out. Grinder DJ Derpy coming out on your left, taking on Bakugan Dragonoid. Ryan Anderson on your right. Ryan, one of the top 4 from round 1. DJ Derpy, not slow himself, but a little bit of a struggle. He's definitely looking to improve. Round 1 was incredible for DJ Derpy, the fastest time of the night. We're going green and launching into Thunder Alley. Can he duplicate that and knock out Ryan Anderson? Beautiful first berm for DJ Derpy. And through the second, a little bobble. Ryan Anderson had one too. DJ Derpy not far behind, but he is gonna take a loss this time around. Ryan Anderson, Bakugan Dragonoid, 21.999, 22.198 for Advanced Auto Parts Grinder. Nearly 0.2 of a second off by 0.001. That was close, man. That was a great race for those two, but we're on to the semifinals now. Kong, JCB Digatron kicking us off, and Jailbird and Bakugan Dragonoid closing us out in the semis. This is definitely an interesting round. Kong, JCB Digatron had a show together back in Australia, Melbourne, Australia, and then, of course, Pro Bowler and Bakugan Dragonoid have not faced off together, but they are both past competitors in past seasons. Jailbird, of course, Season 3, but Season 2 mainly, and of course, Bakugan Dragonoid in Season 1. Rob Ert, JCB Digatron going to be on your left once again. His problem lane here tonight, but also the one that got him the win last round. Your brother Frank and Kong going to be on your right. He's been fast no matter where he's been. Let's see him do it again, and if he can knock out Rob through the gap and into the berm. Oh, hiking up. That slows him down. Your brother Frank trying to get this truck gathered up. Takes a little bit of time and adds it on. Big leap for your brother Frank, and that's going to let Rob Ert come back. Wow. 22.982 for Kong and a 22.632 for JCB Digatron. That shows you how important the landing of that step up is. We have seen it a couple other times tonight with other drivers in qualifying, but if you jump, get big air, and land flat on the ground, all of that rebound takes away from your time. We saw that firsthand just now with Kong. Rob Ert keeping it nice and tight, landing on that downside, that ramp face of the step up, got him across that line. He was able to put the power down and get on the gas before Gibbrudder Frank was, especially when it came to the ramp. Gibbrudder Frank got another big rebound, and that took him out. Here comes Pro Bowler 278 and Ryan Anderson launching down the track. Bakugan Dragonoid versus Jailbird. to the berm. Ryan Anderson with the lead right now. Trying to hold it through this second one. He's high and over he goes. Not rolling the truck, but over the edge of the berm. That puts him out of this race. Pro Bowler 278, keeping it consistent. What are we looking at for a time for Pro Bowler? A 21, another one, a 6.99, and a 25.548 for Bakugan Dragonoid. Ryan Anderson is done here tonight. Jailbird moving on to the final round. JCB Digatron versus Jailbird. The Jays facing off. Who do you think is going to take it? Let me know in the comments, or if you're in the live chat, let me know there as well. The final round, fueled by Dubby Energy, is here. Pro Bowler 278 on your left, taking on Rob Ert in JCB Digatron. Both of these drivers have been solid, at the very least, when it comes to the official competition. Rob Ert is on fire, but he has not been getting consistent 21s. Pro Bowler 278 has. The problem with that is everyone's luck comes to an end at some point. You cannot always be lucky. My question would be, is it luck or is it skill? Can Pro Bowler 278 duplicate it one last time to find that main field spot, or will it be Rob Ert and JCB Digatron? Both ways, we have a repeat main field competitor who can do it here tonight. Through our first berm, looking good right now. Neck and neck. Rob Ert forced into the opposite lane, and that causes an issue. Pro Bowler 278 to the line with his slowest time of the night, a 22.015, but nonetheless, a win. Jailbird is our final main field competitor here at World Finals 3, and he is excited. Look at the stoppie. Oh my goodness. We have found our first champion of the World Finals. Of course, we did find our fastest qualifier, Red Hot, but our first official winner of something is Pro Bowler 278 in Jailbird. Wow. And a big backflip to celebrate. Beautifully done. Look at the moonwalk. Oh my goodness. Now here's the thing about our Last Chance Qualifier competition. The fastest time that Pro Bowler threw down in the competition is his official qualifying time. So we'll see that in just a second here. We'll add him and update our qualifying times. But one more time, congratulations to Pro Bowler 278, our Last Chance Qualifier. And that puts him up into third place. A 21.699 was Jailbird's fastest time here in the Last Chance Qualifier competition. Gravedigger rounds out our top 8 at this point, and we will get a look at our official racing bracket, but let's take a look at these updated seeds here. Gravedigger, again, closing out the top 8. Bulldozer just missing out on it. Excaliber, Max D, Monster Mutt, Dalmatian, Soundwave, Dragon, Shake Me, and Liberator up to 16th at this point, of course, with his 22.432, which leads us into our final 8 here. Dead Panda leading those, 22.582. We do have 2 5-second penalties in official times, Tornadic and Thunder Roris, and then of course our DNF with Joseph in Snowhawk. The unfortunate double DNF there. Hopefully he can tighten up tomorrow, man. I'd love to see, if not take a win in racing, at least just get across the line once. Oh man, look at the bracket here. Our official World Finals Racing bracket. Be sure to follow us on Instagram. Pay attention to our story. We're gonna open it up for predictions on our story. The Liberator is gonna face off against Knucklehead. Bulldozer will take on Snowhawk. Soundwave versus Avenger. Then it's Dalmatian taking on Classroom Crusher. Then our top 4 over there and top 8 here. Shake Me, El Diablo, Excaliber, Thunder Roris, Dragon, and Ballistic, and of course Max D taking on Tornadic. El Toro, Loco, Medusa, Jailbird, and Megalodon Fire are the fast 4 on the right side of your screen. Red Hot, Gravedigger, El Matador, and Son of a Digger are the fast 4 on your left. And of course we are going to have, once again, a Spanner final, so we will have a third place announcement as well. But man, this was a lot of fun. If you enjoyed qualifying in Last Chance Qualifier, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Let me know with a comment down below. Find us on Instagram at RORSRPS to get in on the festivities of the World Finals, including predictions. Throw your predictions in there. If you get the World Racing Champion correct, I will give you a free pack of RORSRPS Season 3 trading cards. If you want to check out our trading cards, head over to RORSRPS.com. We have every truck throughout the season, as well as all the trucks here in the World Finals. Check out our channel partner, Dubby Energy, who is fueling everything that has to do with RORSRPS all of the time. Get 10% off your purchase at dubby.gg using code RORSRPS at checkout. And of course, check out their brand new hydration blend flavors, Grandma's Lemonade and Grapefruit Citrus. Those are brand new. They just released them today. I just got the notification of the announcement today, so check those out. Thank you guys so much for tuning into qualifying in Last Chance Qualifier tomorrow. Racing and two-wheel skills. Get hype. I'll see you then.